Hey, evening. Hey there. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. This week we're coming to you from. I better get off the desk. Get shaking the whole bloody camera. I spend half my life telling people not to shake my camera, and I'm the one doing it. Coming to you from the road hotel room in Oromocto, New Brunswick this week. On our way back home from the New England Championships. And as always, I want to start the show off with thanks to the ASV supporters, our members, Nicole Miles, Joey Thibodeau, Sir Yak Toast, Alicia Snow, Randy Snow, Kenny Snow, Angela McNamara, and Rick Pinkney. Appreciate the support from you folks. Really helps us out a lot. Helps us to get to tournaments like this in Boston. With the New England Championships, where we filmed everything that we could yesterday. And memberships are $4.99 per month, and we do really appreciate it. So thanks very much for that. A couple of acknowledgments at the beginning of the show. Heartfelt condolences to good friends of mine, Al and Joyce King, on the recent death of their son, Richie. Thinking about you, Al, Joyce, and your whole family in this moment, sad moment of time. All the best for you guys. Also, it was good to see a good friend of mine, Badger Drews, this weekend. And he had some unfortunate news that his best friend, Harry Bean, has been battling cancer and has now been placed in a medical-induced coma. So we're thinking all the best for Harry and his family, and thinking about you, Badger, and love you, buddy. Hope everything works out well. And for our Canadian friends, happy Thanksgiving. This is a Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, and we really do wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Now on to the New England Championships. Big shout out to Dave and Buster's, great venue. They were a great host for the day, and really appreciate it. The fact that New England arm wrestlers pretty well took over half the joint, and it was great of them, and they were very happy with the turnout. I hope they made money. I hope they had a great afternoon. I know there was a ton of people in there, so big thanks to them. Thanks to Robert, Lisa, and Callista for brackets and the MC work. Nicole for medals, and as Josh put it, medals and the loot. Appreciate all that. And lastly, and very important to me, for his generosity and his hospitality, Joshua Grant. Thanks for everything, Joshua. Like, my wife and I are just overwhelmed by your generosity and your hospitality. And if you want me again next year, buddy, just let me know when and where, and we will do our damnedest to be there. So thanks to Joshua. Yeah, well, let's see. Great. It was great to see so many older friends, meet some new friends. Just a couple of guys. Give a shout out to the living legend himself, Norm Devio. It was so great to see Norm Devio, still at it in his 80s, still pulling, still a force, and just a super nice guy. It was great to see Norm. Bill Cox showed up, and chatted with Bill for a few minutes. He did a little bit of refereeing, and he's on his way moving to Florida. So good luck in Florida, Bill. Hope you guys make out great. Got to see Fitzy, Jim Fitzsimmons. Nice to see you. It was great, and congratulations on your new world championship. That was perfect. Frank Hurst, as Frank said, Scott, it's been a long time. It's been a few years since Frank Hurst and I ran into one another. I hope your injury heals up quickly, and best of luck to you in the future. Chris Michaels. I hadn't seen Chris in a few years. Got to chat with him briefly. It was good to see you again, Chris. Also the new folks I met, and the guy before the tournament even started came up to me and said, "Are you Scott McGinnis?" And I'm going, "Yeah, I am." And then I knew the name right away. I didn't know the face first time I had met him. It was Rick Harrington. It was nice to meet you. Also, big thanks to Josh's referee crew, keeping things moving quickly all day, and trying to be as fair as they possibly could. You know what? Tough gig, and applaud all you guys. Look, there were some amazing matches. Hopefully, I've got them all. I checked a little bit of the footage last night after we were tearing down, just to make sure that everything was working properly. Checked periodically during the day to make sure everything was going okay. And it seemed to be, it had one little glitch where somebody came and said, your computer just froze. So hopefully I got there quick enough not to miss very much at all. So here's hoping. I'll keep my fingers crossed. This is Sunday night at roughly 5 after 7 Atlantic time in Canada. And we'll get home tomorrow shortly after lunch, I think. And the editing processes will begin. And hopefully by Tuesday morning, I will be in full edit mode. And I'm hoping to have the first clips sent up to my YouTube channel, hopefully sometime on Wednesday. That is the plan right now. I hope everything goes according to my plan. But again, some of the matches were just amazing. 4 tables all day long. The bracketing crew were they were on top of it all day long, as best as they could be. And roughly somewhere close to, I thought Josh said somewhere close to 300 entries. Hey, big numbers. And the crowd was into it all day. I hope I didn't get in too many people's way when I kind of hog all the best seating in the house. However, if it helps to make you guys look better, then it was well worth it. So I hope this works out for you guys. And what can I look? I had a blast. Everybody was so kind. Everybody was great. People coming up and saying like, oh yeah, no, are you going to film? Are you going to get the amateur classes? You're going to get this. I try and film absolutely everything, and we take it from there. And I'm just going to have a drink. But it was great. I love to be in there. I haven't been able to be at the New England since I think the last time I was there was 2019, and then COVID hit in 2020, and basically we couldn't leave the country. There were some months I couldn't leave the province of Nova Scotia, and for a few weeks they didn't even want us leaving Halifax, the city that my wife and I live in. They didn't even want us leaving Halifax, but it was great to be out. No issues getting across the border, no issues getting back. I tell you a funny thing, the dumbass that I am sometimes. My wife and I both travel on Nexus cards, so we don't always have to use our passport. So we stopped and gassed up before we left the US because the gas is way cheaper in the US than it is in Canada. And I said, okay, get out your Nexus pass. So she gets hers out, I get mine out. I hand the Canadian Customs officer our 2 IDs. He asked us just a couple of questions and said, great, have a great day. And then as we're putting it away, she says, you didn't give him the right card. I gave the customs guy my Nova Scotia driver's license instead of my Nexus card. No questions, no nothing, no hassles. He let us through. Like, I understand as a Canadian citizen, I'm entitled to come back home into my country, but I gave the guy the wrong friggin' ID. Because my wife and I, when we're traveling, if we're not getting on a plane, we rarely carry our passports. If we're getting on a plane, we carry our passports just in case as backup. But like I said, the dumbass that I was, just my Nexus pass and my new Nova Scotia driver's license look too similar. So I gave the guy the wrong idea, but he never batted an eye. Just asked us a couple of questions, let us come back into Canada, and it was great. So a little bit tired today. It was a long day for everybody working the event yesterday. So a little bit tired, and then I drove for I think 7 hours to get from just outside of Boston back to Oromocto, New Brunswick, where we're staying the night before we head up back home to Halifax tomorrow. So a little bit tired, and for that reason alone, we're going to keep this fairly short and sweet tonight. No, you don't need to hear me drone on and on and on. The tournament was great. Hopefully, the video I've taken will live up to my memory of the tournament. Hopefully, I can do all you pullers justice. I think we got everybody. The way they ran the brackets a little bit different than what I'm used to. When they started a class, they finished the class right down to the finals and gave out the medals right away. It's kind of cool because I try and break things down by weight class, and so you'll be able to see from the beginning of the weight class right to the very finals. So there's no separate clip going to be finals or anything. So it should be kind of different, kind of cool. And you guys can let me know when I start posting the videos what you think. Hopefully it came out good. Um, they had TV screens on all the walls. So, excuse me, I didn't really get to use lighting that much because I thought the lights would interfere with the TV screens, and I worried about that light bouncing all over the place and hurting my view as well as everybody else's view in the house. But when I'm looking at the monitors as we're capturing live video, it seemed to be okay. I'll find out tomorrow when I get home and start the process of combining all the videos and getting them ready to edit, which, like I said, I will start Tuesday morning. So that's that. Other than that, I had a great time. It was my honor to be invited to go to the New Englands. And again, Josh, you just tell me when and where, and I'll be there, buddy. It was great. It was great for me. And not a whole lot going on next week on the channel. I've got a bunch of selected feature matches that I've selected. I hope you guys all enjoy those. I don't have a list of them in front of me to even let you know what's coming up. But that'll be coming up starting tomorrow at 12 o'clock Atlantic, and that's 11 o'clock Eastern time. I've selected 5 different matches for the next week, so I hope you enjoy those. Next up for me will be Battle of the Atlantic in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. That's October 22nd. So I have that tournament to do. In November, we'll be traveling to Ottawa to film Eric Racin's event up in Ottawa. So what I've heard is Uncle John is going to be there, being the MC, I believe. And I've heard that Devin is going to be there. John Milne is going to be there. Beer Man Evan Burgoyne is going to be there. Should be a fun tournament, I hope. Everything I've heard, Eric puts on amazing tournaments. It's got some pretty cool awards that he's posted pictures of on Facebook already. So I'm looking forward to that. And then to end out the year for me will be the Nova Scotia Arm Wrestling Superman event. As it stands right now, that should be my last tournament of the year, but that is a quintuple elimination. You got to lose 5 times, but it's basically one big weight class. And the way Rick Pinkney and company sorted out is they just group you by your weight class, like by your weights. And so you're not 230-pound guys, not going to pull a 140-pound guy unless they both make it to the end. But you're going to be pulling against people in your own weight zone, so to speak, until it all sorts itself out. But it should be kind of good. I see a couple of chats there. Dylan's Riser, loud and clear. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Really appreciate your Contact Arm Sport videos. Reagan, thanks very much. I'm glad you like it. And of course, as always, my fangirl one is is right there. But so that's all I have planned for the rest of this year. It's been an interesting year. I've had a lot of fun, done a little bit of traveling, and it should be interesting. But as I said, we're going to keep this really, really short tonight. Next week on the show, we do have a guest lined up. Rick Pinkney is going to stop by, and Rick was over at the IFA World Championships in Dieppe, France, where he was a master referee over there. He's on the referees panel. Look, one of the top 1, 2, or 3 referees in the world, in my opinion only. Rick is top notch. Also the president of the Canadian Arm Wrestling Association, president of Nova Scotia Arm Wrestling Association, and he'll be stopping by, and we're going to have a chat about the IFA Worlds. Did it meet up to the expectations he had? How he felt everything went, and I watched a little bit of it on the live stream, and I enjoyed some of the matches. I tried to catch Canadians that I knew, and when they were getting into the championship matches, I tried to see as much as time would allow. I didn't get to see a whole lot, but I did watch some. So it'd be interesting to get Rick's take on that. And folks, it's been a really long day. We've been traveling all day, and that's about all for tonight. I just want to check in with you and let you know what we're doing, what I thought of the New Englands. Again, a huge shout out to Joshua Grant and his crew, just for their hospitality and generosity with my wife Janice and I. It was really, really nice. And Josh, I know you're heading to the World Championships, I believe in Turkey, and I think you're leaving Saturday. So best of luck overseas at the WAF World Championships. And for everybody else, tune in hopefully starting Wednesday, and we'll be getting some New England footage up for you. And other than that, we'll see you hopefully right here next Sunday night, 7 o'clock Atlantic, where my guest will be Rick Pinkney. And I'm going to go to bed and get some sleep and try and get myself home tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. We really do appreciate it, guys. And that's it for now. Good night.